So today we will continue our learning process of Jaimini Sutras step by step. In that regard, we have already gone through the Kamastatu Bhuisa Papanam Sutram, and again in that continuation we would like to have a demonstration videos by taking examples, because this sutra is very trivial and also tricky to understand. It has many implications while coming to prediction. In this regard, we will have a little bit examples which clearly demonstrate the exact meaning of this sutra. But before that, we would like to have a small review about the sutra's essence, because we have to understand that the planet which is aspecting will be supported by the planets which are placed in certain places from it, and these certain places are called Argalas. And in that regard, Dharabhagya Sulastha Argala Adityatuhu is the sutra we have discussed earlier in previous videos. And next, this sutra, that is Kamastatu Bhuisa Papanam, is also another sutra which also tells about the support contributed by planets situated in third house from the aspecting planet. This aspecting planet is called Nidhyatuhu, and we have already shown that Nidhyatuhu can be either Atmakaraka or Jupiter or both. So now the question comes is whether the planet which is aspecting is related to any certain specific house or sign. So that in order to answer, Abhipasyanti Rukshani Parsvabhecha again tells about the point which is having, or that house or a sign which is to be looked into, and the priority is stated in Abhipasyanti Rukshani Parsvabhecha itself. In Abhipasyanti Rukshani, we have Abhi as fourth, that is Katapaya is equal to fourth. So let us have that a little bit in a different way today. Abhi is equal to 4, that is fourth sign Cancer, owned by moon. And also that Abhi is equal to 4 means not only Cancer, it is fourth means house which is called that is fourth is which is like a house where the birthplace takes place, the Gruham. That is fourth is called Gruham, where moon represents mother, and mother's womb the child will be taking birth. So therefore this birth which is coming, the child coming from the womb will fall on the earth. So this is earth is represented as ascendant, the sign which is ascending or rising at the horizon. Horizon means where sky and earth meet towards east. So this fourth Abhipasyanti Rukshani Abhi, it also implies that fourth means the dwelling place or the ascending sign, which is the, here we have to take as the Lagna, or which generally in Jaimini Jyotisham we don't ever cross the word called Lagna, whereas in other schools it is very frequently used. So in Jaimini, instead of Lagna, it is being always called as Pitru, Sukra, Ityadi. That is, will come those synonyms or Katapaya notations in future coming videos. However, for the time being, we have to understand that Abhi is means here of dwelling place, through whom the child comes down to earth. Therefore, that rising sign represents Abhi Sutra, that is Vipasyanti Rukshani means it also implies the planet which aspects ascendant. So that is how the real meaning of the sutra. And another layer of that meaning, that sutra is 4 means not only Lagna, that is ascendant, but also 4 types of sutra, that is lagnas. That is we have here as listed. Janma lagna, that is called ascendant, and another one is Janma lagna or moon sign, then Kala or Hora lagna and Ghati lagna, which we come across in further videos as per this sutra wise learning. For the time being, it is sufficient to understand that we too should look after the lagna or moon sign. But priority should be given the fastest of these two, which is the ascendant, which moves for every 2 hours roughly one sign, whereas moon moves for every 2.5 days one sign. Therefore, the speed of the moving point is being highlighted here. So, which is the fastest moving is to be first given priority, and stars or nakshatras or signs will try to observe the most fastest one, and in order to that we will also have another part of this sutra, which is Parsva Bhecha. Parsva means sides, generally we have, but also Katapaya, we have Parsva means fifth, and Parsva Bhe, it combined together also means 9. It means that if there is no any planet aspecting the ascendant, then the focus should be turned towards the 5th sign from ascendant. Or if there is no any planet aspecting the 5th sign from the ascendant, we should shift again our focus towards 9th of the ascendant. That's why Parsva means both sides of the ascendant are equidistant, which are 5 and 9. In that way, the real sutra, the meaning of this sutra has to be understood. Therefore, these two sutras also in a dynamic way give the direction or priority of looking into any chart. So, in order to do that, we have to first take a certain orderly. So, we'll go for Abhipasyantirukshani first. Later, we go for Parsva in 2 video part. So, in this today's video, we'll be mainly focusing on the planet which is aspecting ascendant. Let us see. We'll have a beautiful example which can demonstrate the all salient features of which we have till now studied the sutras. Not only that, we should have a good example of some very, very significant events that can demonstrate in further our as we go on learning sutras, we should have that potency to display or to explain the what our sutras means through an example. So example is very important part to play. In this regard, we will be going to take some few examples. In that regard, we will go slowly increasing our level of understanding by taking appropriate examples. See, let us see this example, which is P.V. Narasimha Rao, Prime Minister of India, born on Tuesday, 28th June 1921, 13:11 hours, Laknepalli, Telangana, India. And this is the information we have, very, very confirmed and reliable source. Let us have that chart here. The chart is on the day. This is the ascendant, which is Virgo, having all the planetary positions as shown in the chart. In this regard, we should have a planet which is aspecting Lagna. That is what Abhipasyantirukshani means. So let us have Lagna is in dual sign. Therefore, the planets who are in the dual signs will aspect Lagna. So in that regard, the signs which are occupied are Pisces and Jaimini. But Sagittarius and Virgo are unoccupied. So in this regard, we should have focus to be Moon and Jaimini. That is Pisces and Jaimini. Let us see that. The planets which are aspecting Lagna are Mars, Sun, Mercury, and Gemini, in the Gemini, and sign Gemini also aspects. Because Gemini aspecting, it forms a platform for these three planets. That is what the meaning of Tanishtha Satattvatu. That means whichever the planet stays in that sign obeys the rules and regulations of that sign. What are the rules and regulations? Dual sign aspects, dual sign. Therefore, the planets in Gemini, which are Mercury, which is represented as in a bracket, which means it is retrograded. And Mars, Sun are there. Okay. Then we have Pisces occupied by Moon, which is a single planet. So we should understand that Lagna is aspected by these many planets. However, we can have within these two signs, we can also have equal weightage of aspecting on both from signs. For example, here Mercury, Mars, Sun aspecting, and they have no one in the fourth sign from them. That is Virgo, which is unoccupied. Whereas Moon is aspecting Lagna, that is ascendant, and it is having fourth sign occupied with three planets. Therefore, Moon is enjoying the support of three planets from fourth sign, which is Dara Bhagya Sula Star Gala Nidhyatuhu. Sutra says, as per that Dara Bhagya Sula, we have 4 to 11 as order of priority. First is top priority is given to be fourth sign, which is from Moon. There are three planets in the fourth sign. Whereas here in this chart, though this represents Tara Bhagya Sula Star Gala Nidhyatu, but Kamastatu Buisa Papanam may not be applicable here in a different sense. That is Abhipasyanti Rukshani. Means here we should have the planet should be aspecting a Lagna, that is Pitru, whereas the planets which are having third sign occupied is absent here. But however, here in Aries, if we see, Venus and descending node Ketu are present, and from them three planets are there from third house. Means Venus is having Kamastatu Buisa Papanam support from Mars, Sun and Mercury, and we don't have any other planets. However, coming to Ketu, we should be having a different sutra which will come later on, but for the time being, excluding Ketu, the planet which is Venus here is having a support Kamastatu Buisa Papanam. Here we have to analyze whether these three planets are Papagrahas, that is malefics or not. Sun is already stated as malefic, Mars is already malefic, and there is no any other planet situated which is a benefic in this Gemini sign. Therefore, there is no any question of whether the Mercury is a benefic or malefic in spite of its own sign and strong Shad Bala. That should be remembered. So, Shad Bala is not given first priority. First, we have to see, because as per the definition, when Mercury joins malefics, it is only malefic, irrespective of its Shad Bala, higher or low. At the same time, if it is associated with benefics, it will be benefics always. However, when it is associated with both malefics and benefics, the trick part comes there, which we discussed in previous video. As per this, here we don't have such any situation of malefic and benefic simultaneously. Therefore, there is no question of any such type of doubt. Therefore, you can see that Mercury clearly a malefic in spite of its own being in odd sign. So, three malefics are situated in Jaimini, and from Venus there are three planets from third house. But though Venus is not aspecting ascendant, it should be considered that whenever this is Aries sign or Gemini sign, as per the timing of dasas comes, they play certain important things which will be coming and in our future sutra wise lessons. So for this example, let us have the planetary positions. You can have, as per our previous 11 aspects, that is Abhi, that is star and sign, Parsva, sign and star, Rukshani, Swami, and moon, Swapaha, Swapau, Swapaha. All these analysis can be done as a homework. And this is one example which will be demonstrating very beautifully when we come again the timings of the dasas or the results of the dashas stored in the chart. But for the time being, here we have to understand that moon is aspecting ascendant, and planets who are there in the Jaimini also aspect the ascendant. And Venus is also having a third planets, that is 3 planets in third sign. Therefore, it is having a Kama Argala. Kama Argala is there, however, it's not connected to ascendant. Whereas moon is having Darargala, and though Jaimini planets have to be taken as a Darabhagya, but they don't have any planets in the fourth sign from them. However, moon is having 2, that is second house Argala. At the same time, simultaneously, Jaimini placed planets have a Labha, that is Shula Argala. Therefore, in these both, that is Venus and Ketu in Aries, to be considered that they are simultaneously from moon, and Mars, Mercury and Sun are having 211 Argala type of contribution. Therefore, this is very important, that is planets in the Aries have to be understood that they are having some important result oriented things when their dasas comes. Therefore, this should be understood. Either the planets, these that is Venus and Ketu, whichever sign they aspect, that means they aspect Aquarius, they aspect Leo, they aspect Scorpio. So these signs, that is Leo or Scorpio or Aquarius signs, when they come, and then their result will be understood as Kamasthatha Bhusapapanam support. Therefore, the support will be very obviously evident in our coming sutras. Let us have the next example. Here we have a beautiful example of a intelligent, very highly intelligent scientist who is Albert Einstein, very well-known person. And in this we have ascendant as Jaimini, and this Jaimini is aspected by planets in Pisces, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4 planets in Pisces. Here we should be understanding whether Mercury is a benefic or malefic, because Sun, Saturn and Venus are there. However, Sun, Saturn are 2 in number, Venus is only 1 planet, and if Venus is dominant in Shadbala above Sun and Saturn, then it can influence Mercury. So we have to see that whether the Shadbala to be taken into consideration by looking at the bottom line. Shadbala is very important, and I already proved that Bhuyasa is means we have to have 7 planets and 2, that is Kamasthatha Bhuyasa Papanam in the sutra. 2 means Shadbala 6, and Bhuyasa is extremely stronger among 7 planets. So 7 Shadbalas are nothing but we have to understand as per Sripati Paddhati, as already stated. So we have to look into that, and for again to look into certain decision of Buddha, a little bit more understanding should be taken in this regard, because it is stated that Buddha, whenever it is associated, so this association is the word used here, it is yuta, and that yuta can be a time-based association or a spatial-based association. So it is means the sthana bala and digbala are a spatial-based association. That is, 2 planets can become friend or or Yuti by combination they become friends or enemies by spatial function, which is nothing but Sthana and Digbala. But some two friends can become a temporal or periodically friends or enemies, that also to be taken. But here, because it is being stated as a spatial, it is Yutai means it is based only on spatial alignment, because it in the sign we are talking, within the sign it implies that it is a spatial based function. In that order, we have Mercury as to be taken till Digbala. So for Digbala, till Digbala, we have here Sun as 286 and Venus 229 and Saturn as 185. So Sun is more stronger and compared to Venus. Therefore, it is very clear that the strongest planet among the 4 planets in the Pisces is Sun. Therefore, Mercury becomes obviously a malefic. So here malefic is there, but they contribute from Mars and Rahu. So from Mars and Rahu, they have to be a Kamastatu Bhuisapapanam type of Argala. Therefore, Mars and Rahu have this third sign occupied with 4 planets, and among them Sun, Saturn and Mercury have behaving as malefics. Fine. Let us see in this regard, Lagna is aspected by these 4 planets from Pisces. They have 4th is unoccupied, but 11th sign occupied by Mars and Rahu. But again Mars and Rahu have this third sign occupied. Therefore these 2, that is Pisces and Capricorn, have significantly their role to be played whenever the timing of events comes. So let us see these things in future videos. But however, this example will demonstrate that whenever these planets are there, that is 2 planets which are malefic and they are strong, Shadbala will predominate the one single benefic planet's Shadbala. Therefore, we'll see that Mercury is ultimately a malefic. So we'll have to have this another example demonstrating the Buddha's malefic or malefic. But anyhow, one of our viewers have asked a question about a good example about whether the Buddha is to be taken as a benefic even if he is in own house or not. When Murli Raghavan was is asking some question, let us see a good lecture and all those things. He is asking that Mercury, though Mercury is in own house and Shadbala shows Sun is stronger, hence Mercury is a malefic or not. So we say that as per his input it should be so, but anyhow I think he is referring to an example where Nelson Rockefeller, and it is to be taken that way. If so, let us see. Here in this example we have Nelson Rockefeller's details are here, and his ascendant is Virgo ascendant, and it is having planets in Jaimini which are aspecting, and also planets in Sagittarius which are aspecting, and Pisces. So here his question is whether the Mercury should be taken as a benefic or malefic. In order to do that, we should see that Sun is already a malefic and Venus is a benefic. Rahu cannot be taken because he doesn't have the Shadbala. However, Rahu have a important role to play in decision of malefic, benefic with respect to Moon, Jupiter and Venus. That is what I was telling in my previous video, and that regard we should be considering this example. It will be demonstrating further understanding. What is that? Here, for example, if we see true Rahu and mean Rahu are generally in astronomical calculations we will be having. However, in considering astrological derivations, we should take mean Rahu. For this Pramanam, it is there, which I will be giving in my link below. Let us have that. As per that mean Rahu, here the degrees which are in the bracket are 18, 8, 51 when they are deducted from 30 degrees. So, because Rahu moves in a reverse direction, that the distance travelled by Rahu within the sign is 18, 8, 51. And I'll come in later videos in this regard, how Rahu plays an important role in determining Karakas. But this example has some such connection. Therefore, I want to like to have in detail discussion in this video regarding its in Rahu's influence or its determination for Mercury being a benefic or a malefic. Let us have that. To see that Shadbala also up to Digbala, Sun is 294, Venus is 283. However, it is very clear here that Sun is predominant, but we have to see that Rahu is also being, yes, if you see that 18 degrees. And if we see here, Sun is, we have here 23 degrees. 23 degrees, 30 minutes and 27 seconds. And Rahu comes after Venus. So he places between Venus and Mercury. If we take a mean Rahu, after Sun, Venus follows, and after Venus, Rahu follows, and after Rahu, Mercury follows. That means Rahu is situated between Venus and Mercury in taking degree-wise analysis, but not Shadbala-wise. Because there is no Shadbala for nodes, it's only for 7 planets. Therefore, this in this regard, now here Venus is being Nipidita, means he is being having a vocative Karaka. Vocative Karaka, I will tell you in this regard, the Karaka Sutra will come. There will be knowing in details. So for the time being, Rahu is a vocative Karaka or Sambodhana Karaka for Venus. Whenever such situation arises, Jupiter, Venus and Moon definitely becomes malefics. In what regard and what respect and what details will come in those sutras, but for the time being, Venus is also here acting as a malefic. Therefore, not only Buddha is dominated by Sun's Shadbala, Venus also is following the suit. Means it is also contributing to Kamastatu Bhuisapapanam. But anyhow, this total together, that is Venus, Mars and Venus, Mercury and Sun are not placed third from any planet. That is, there should be a planet in Aries, but there is no any planet in Aries. So how come that it will contribute any Kamastatu Bhuisapapanam? In this regard, we have to understand that Maharshi said, Abhipasyant Rukshani Parsabecha Tanishtas Tadvu, that is the sutras. So, planetary involvement is only possible after the platform laid by the sign. That means, first sign should be the basis on which the planet, whenever it comes to that sign, only will follow the rules and regulations of that sign in which it is situated. That is what Tanishthasta Tadvatu. So here the priority is sign is very important. After that, planet is taken in that consideration. Therefore, Aries is though empty, it is having its own influence because it is being supported by 3 planets, that is malefics. If we take Rahu also, it is 4 malefics. Or if you even exclude Venus, even then also Rahu, Sun and Mercury are malefics from Aries. Therefore, this timing of dasas comes the sign-based dasa, which is a unique property of Jaimini, there will come understanding that in the sutras, in future Vedic sutras, we'll be knowing them. Therefore, in dasa timing of events, Aries plays very important contribution. We'll see that also when coming to that videos accordingly. But here we have again for our understanding that true Rahu should be not taken for this analysis, only mean Rahu. At the same time, we can also have these many 11 aspects as per our regular base of understanding, 11 aspects of unique features of all these aspect of planets and signs. Anyhow, let us have another example, which is also very important in some regard, which is that we'll see. It's a chart of Edgar Mitchell, which is as per the data you can see here, and he is born in Leo ascendant, and Leo ascendant is aspected by Rahu, and it is also aspected by Venus and Ketu, and we don't have any planets in other signs, that is Capricorn and Aries, and we should have to have Libra occupied, but Capricorn is unoccupied. Therefore, Aries and Libra planets, they are, because they are aspecting, they should also be considered for Dharabhagya Sulastha Argala and Kamasthathu Bhuisa Argala. So, Kama Argala, Dhara Argala, if we see here, Rahu, if it is considered, for example, from him it is third place, which is Jaimini again. So, we have Moon, Mars and Jupiter. So, Moon, Mars, Jupiter. Moon is, as was telling, that within 90 degrees of Sun, that is Sun's position we have to take, and 90 degrees backward and 90 degrees forward, exactly. In that 180 degrees range, if Moon falls, then Moon is a malefic. So let us have that. Here, though Sun is not being, and these planetaries are not given, but please take it as homework and feed it, and you will find that Moon is malefic. So malefic Moon is already we have, then Mars is already there. Either Jupiter is a malefic or not. Generally, all will consider that Jupiter is a benefic. But what the next sutra is says, Kvachit Sadgrahanam. So sometimes even Shubhagrahas, that is benefics, also tend to be a malefic nature. In what condition? Kvachit means certain conditions. What that condition? Is nothing but if Rahu being a vocative for Sun, if his Rahu is vocative for Jupiter, Venus and Moon, then definitely he will be making some changes in their nature. Let us see here, Jupiter's is 23 degrees, whereas Rahu is 218, and we deduct from 30, we'll get around 27 degrees. So 27 odd will be definitely exceeding Jupiter. Because Jupiter is 23, Rahu will be 27 roughly. So Rahu exceeds Jupiter in this case. So Rahu becomes vocative Atmakaraka for Jupiter. Hence Jupiter becomes malefic. So here this horoscope has that important influence of Rahu becoming an important role in changing the nature of Jupiter. Therefore, Jupiter is now considered as malefic instead of benefic. Therefore, from Rahu, third house is occupied by three planets. Moon, which is a malefic due to its 90 degrees relative to Sun, within 90 degrees relative to Sun, and Mars is already a malefic, and Jupiter is now considered as malefic. So altogether these three as influence of Kamasthathu Bhuisa Papan, they are contributing that Argala, Kama Argala for Rahu, which will be a significant in this chart. Therefore, whenever this sign, that is Aries sign, or because it is contributing to Jupiter, Jupiter's sign, that is Sagittarius or Pisces, whenever those dasas comes, then certain important events will be occurring in his life. Anyhow, we'll see that part later. Here, for the time being, ascendant, which is Leo, is aspected by Rahu in Aries and Venus and Ketu in Libra. So here Rahu have Kamastatu Bhuisa Papanam, and also Venus has no Argala, and Ketu has will come later on for that. Ketu Sutra is another Sutra, Viparitam Ketu, anyhow, and we have to consider no any planet aspecting Lagna, that is ascendant. Therefore, Rahu's influence on Lagna by having 3 planets supporting Kama Argala from him is the significance of this chart. Now, let us see one example to complete this video. It is an example of Carl Sagan, and who is born on, see, we can see the details, and he is born in Taurus ascendant, and Taurus ascendant is aspected by Saturn, Rahu in Capricorn, Cancer occupied by Ketu, and Libra occupied by 4 planets. Now this is a chart where is different from previous charts. In previous charts we have 1 or 2, but here we have all the 3 signs are completely occupied, which aspect ascendant. So here some importance in that regard should be noted down. So Rahu, Ketu, we have it access, there is no problem in that. But what about these planets here? There are 4 planets, and they are situated in 3rd from this Mars. So though Mars is not aspecting ascendant, it whenever Mars that is placed as Leo Dasa comes, it should have some importance. So is it a Kama Argala? That is a question here. Let us see whether this Jupiter or Venus change their nature in order to influence Mercury or not. Sun is already a malefic, but Jupiter, Venus and Mercury should be now analyzed. Let us see what are the longitudes. Here Shadbala up to Digbala is Sun is 132, Jupiter 192, Venus is 143. Therefore, for Shadbala way of analyzing, Jupiter is dominant. Therefore, here Mercury is under influence of Jupiter. But for Jupiter, we have to consider whether Rahu becomes a vocative Karaka or not. Let us see. Rahu is not a vocative Karaka for Jupiter, hence Jupiter is benefic. So that will be derived by taking the longitude of Rahu by deducting 30 degrees, longitude of Rahu from 30 degrees. So in order to do that, we just take as a homework and see that whether Rahu exceeds or just follows Guru, that is Jupiter, to become a vocative Karaka for Jupiter. If he becomes a vocative Karaka for Jupiter, or he becomes a vocative Karaka for Venus, or if he is a vocative Karaka of Moon, then definitely we should consider that Moon, Venus and Jupiter are malefics. But here the importance lies, the point of interest is in place planets in Libra sign, because only Jupiter and Venus should contribute either Kama Argala or not is the question from Mars. So here when considered, Jupiter is not a malefic by not having any vocative vocative Karaka as Rahu. Therefore here Jupiter is benefic. Therefore ultimately the planet Mercury becomes benefic. Therefore Mercury is benefic, Jupiter benefic and Venus is benefic. Therefore they cannot contribute as a Kama Argala for Mars. In this way this is one example of looking into having all the three signs occupied, but predominance is given to the planets in the Libra sign. Anyhow, we have discussed the first part of Abhipasyanti Rukshani part of looking planetary aspect of Jaimini school. So what is that? We will conclude that in this analysis we have taken that ascendants which are being aspected by planets. So first, if it is aspected by planets, we have to check whether it is having any Darargala support. Darargala means that planets in fourth sign from the aspecting planet is to be given top priority, and next comes second house, that is second sign occupied by planets from the aspecting planet, and Sula means 11th sign which is occupied with planets or not. We have to see. In that way we will be considering Darargala, and after that we will go to Kama Argala, which says that more than 2 malefics in third house or third sign and from aspecting planet. Here very important question is, generally we say Sarvatra Savarana Bhava Rasiyascha. So Bhava whether should be taken or not. So some planets in Bhava chart, that is cusp, mid cusp, equi house distance type of chart making, in Indian astrology we call it as Bhava chart. In Bhava, planets may change their position, but here, because it is stated that Abhipasyanti Rukshani, Ruksha means sign and nakshatra, that is star and sign, but not any bhava. Though it is Sarvatra Savarana Bhava Rasya, everywhere Rasi and Bhava are to be taken, but particularly whenever it is stated specifically, it should be considered that it's only sign but not bhava. It means that planets in Rasi chart, that is zodiac sign, in that too not a bhava chart, only zodiac strictly, we have to consider these argalas, but not for bhava chart. So one, that point we should be clearly to be noted down. After that we have argalas which are top priority should be given to Dara Argala, then that comes later Kama Argala, and Kama Argala, it's a unique, it is very rare to happen. If it is happening, we have to check whether the planets which are in the third house are malefics or not as per certain rules. That is how Kama Argala. But at the same time, Kvachit Sadgrahana, which is a unique sutra, which is not present in all available texts, but properly preserved by our parampara, we are happy to announce that that sutra will tell us about certain times, that is at certain situations, even Subhagrahas, that is the benefic planets, can turn out to be malefics. So what situation? We have a little bit given some idea, but in future videos we'll be going into further details and in-depth analysis to understand these sutras, because Jaimini is very unique, not understood properly, but our intention is to get these misconceptions cleared. At the same time, a newcomer is very blessed with fair and straight knowledge, whereas a already learned person, because having so many confusions created by many people, at the same time many books, he may be get misguided. So our intention of coming to this, to present all these things to be removed, all misconceptions to be removed, so that he can apply this Shastra properly as per tradition of our parampara. So let us have next video a detailed analysis of Parsa Bhecha, that is planets which when they do not aspect Lagna but are connected with 5 or 9 in next later video. Thanking you.